Here's what we've got so far with respect to The Last of Us scene. I've got the wall lamp, I've got a couple floor lamps, I got the TV stand, and I've got the sofas. And in comparison to this, you can see that my textures are certainly different at this point, unless I go back and change some. These ones might be kind of similar. But of course, they got the lighting and they got the walls and all that kind of stuff in there. What I want to work on now is the picture frame, but you can't really see a picture, so I think I'm going to do it as a dirty mirror, and I'll decide later if I want to make it into a picture. So I'm going to come back to here. You can see I've even got a socket back there. So this is what I've got, and I'm going to focus on this image right here, which is a reference image of the profile, side profile of a picture frame, and I'll see if I can link you to that. I think it was on Pinterest, so if you can grab it from there, you could do that. You could take a screenshot of this, or you could just search for them. And the one that I think I want to do is this one. Which one do I want to do? I think I'm going to do this one right here, and I've set up my 3D cursor right there. And so this is going to take some polys, but the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to bring in a plane, go into edit mode, and I'm going to merge at center, so I just have one point. And I'm going to extrude up. A little bit hard to see, but I'll zoom in. Hopefully you can follow what I'm doing. It doesn't have to be super accurate. We're just going to do this. I'm going to come out to here, and then I'm going to press E and G, and just keep doing that. Why is that not working for me? Come over here, E, G, and just go around the circle, the curve, whatever, half a circle. Not really paying a lot of attention to the number of points, just trying to get it to follow the profile. Something like that, and then I'll come out to here. You could certainly use bevels if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, a couple more for this curve, maybe just one more. It ought to be good enough. Come down to here, and I'm going to turn on snap to vertex, and I'm going to bring this down and hover my mouse over this one, bring it there, and F to make a face. Select it all, and I didn't make a face there, so there we go. Select it all, F to make a face. At that point, I can get rid of that. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to extrude it out like this. And let's go back just to here. Alt-N, recalculate outside, and let's put on the cavity shader. It is on. I don't need the shadow right now. So I'm going to look at it from top down for the moment, and I think actually let's start getting it kind of the way we want it right now. So let's take that and let's rotate X 90 and scale it down. I'm going to scale this in the Z. I'll get the approximate size of this. Let's go back to the reference image. So this is what I'm doing here, okay? So it's a long rectangle. So I'm going to scale that in the Z longer. And actually, I'm going to be cutting this. So let's just focus on that itself. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll go into wireframe. I'm actually going to pull that up. All right. I want to get an angle on this. I want it to be cut like that. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to select, I think this last point over here, Shift S, cursor to selected, bring my 3D cursor there and switch to the 3D cursor. So my pivot is there. In wireframe, I'm going to select all of these. So I've just got the top one selected. Come over to the side here and find the shear tool, and then pull down, let go, and make sure this says 1. So that's done. And I can put this back on median point. I want that on the top and the bottom. So the way I think I'm going to do that is I'll bring it to about there. I'll select these, Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's just mirror across that. There we go. And what we'll do is let's turn on clipping and pull it back like that. So I have that. I'm going to apply that mirror. Okay, so I've got that piece. Now, I'm debating whether or not to leave some of this, and if I want to bevel this. Let's go ahead and build it first, and then we'll see. Let's take this and move it out. So I leave my 3D cursor there so that we can mirror across that. And let's set the origin to the 3D cursor. And we'll have this. And then it's just a question of getting the size we think we're going to want. Let's bring back everything. And just move it over to here. Let's start with that just about. I just want to bring this down a little bit more. Let's start with that. I'm going to take this piece and Shift D to duplicate and rotate Y 90 and P to break it out. I'll go back into solid view. I'm going to get rid of the mirror. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to position it up here and just press G and just get it as good as I can. It's okay if there's a little bit of a break in there. You can hold Shift to move a bit slower. And now I'm going to come back in and I'll take this and I'm going to slide it in like this. Okay, with that done, I'm going to come in here and let's set the origin to geometry on that. Shift D, rotate Y 180 and position it down here. It's pretty good like that. Let's take these pieces here. Actually, I want to apply that mirror and take these pieces here. I'm going to join this together. Take that, merge by distance, and get rid of anything. Everything's fine on that. And it's like that. Now, if I shade smooth this, it'll go like that. So I'm going to try adding a bevel on here, just like that. And I'm going to leave the ends closed like that so there's a little bit of a gap. Okay, so now with that done, let's come in here and let's Shift Alt and click the edges. I just want to have a look at what I've got here and what's going on with this thing here. It doesn't seem to want to disappear on me, so I'm going to get rid of that face and that edge. Okay, so I guess when I did the mirror, I didn't get rid of the face, and so we can do that. So let's just go around, take a moment to do that. X faces and dissolve edges. Did I not do that yet? There we go. And we can cut down a little bit on what we don't need. Come on. There we go. Okay, with that done, I want a plane in here. So I'm just going to select those internal edges there and bring my 3D cursor there, and I can create a new plane that would make the mirror or the picture, whatever you, what have you, in there. Rotate that, and then let's just scale that in the Z. Let's see how well it goes. Okay, now let's focus just on that stuff and just decide where I want that. It's kind of right about there. So I don't think I'm going to need the backs of this. So I can get rid of that and that, this and this. Get rid of those faces. Still have this, but let's have a look at anything. Okay, everything looks good. So I've got a bevel on there, and I'm going to apply that bevel. I'm going to take those two things and join them together. Okay, so it's like that. Merge by distance. I got rid of a few, and that looks pretty much fine to me as it is, I think. Just want to double check that nothing went wrong. Okay, now let's bring this back into the wall and see if I like the overall size of this. Okay. Do I need to do anything to it? So it comes down to almost the bottom of the lamp, and it goes up almost to the sort of the top of those lamps. So maybe what I could do is just bring it down, and maybe we will make it a tiny bit taller. And for the other one, I can work on just changing the size of this one. And looks like I didn't get the inside of it, so let's just drag that up. That should be just fine. So there is our mirror. Okay, so let's go head over to the editing and focus just on the mirror itself. Let's take this and Smart UV project with an Allen margin of 0.003, and we'll get this and pack, and hopefully that's going to be okay. At this point, we will export that as an FBX and bring it into Substance Painter. All right, there it is in Substance Painter. Let's put a material and just call it mirror. I think I've decided that's a mirror rather than a picture. And let's bake this at 2K, uncheck ID and thickness. There it is. I'm going to turn on anti-aliasing just to make it look a little nicer. And we're going to get started on this. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to come to Smart Materials. I'm going to type in wood. And the wood that I used before, this stylized wood, I used that for the TV stand. I used it for the legs of the sofa. And that's what I'm going to use. We'll do a little bit of work on that. But just before we do that, let's put the mirror in. So I'm going to come to the glass, and I'm use this glass dirty that I tend to use quite a bit. I'll put on a black mask so we can isolate this area, and just select there, and that's already starting to look pretty cool. However, we will make this much more rough so that you can't see through it very well, or see reflections really. Okay, so that's that right there. And what I'll do is we're going to put let's put some dirt, overall dirt on this. So let's create a fill. Let's use color and roughness, up the roughness, and the color we'll just make it dark. It doesn't necessarily have to be brown. Oh yeah, I probably will change the color of the wood actually, now that I think about it. Let's just use a generator and see how that goes. That puts a nice bunch of dirt on it and in the crevices. Yeah, okay, let's have a look at color stuff. So, you know, you can see all these holes and stuff in the walls, and the windows are probably broken and stuff. And so as the atmosphere gets in, the color of the wood tends to go from a brownish color to sort of a more whitish beige. I mean, if you look at telephone poles or really any old wood outside, it's really not very brown anymore. And so, but this is a slightly brownish color compared to the trim here and compared to this. So it's okay to use, you don't have to use all the same wood. So that being the case, what I'm going to do here is I am going to change the color, but I'm not going to worry that it's exactly the same color as the desktop. I'm just going to do that, and maybe, which one? Should we do the noise? Yeah, that's okay. I can do something like that. Okay, so let's throw some dust on this as we did last time. So you got that. So this is some dirt, and we're gonna add another fill. We're just gonna go with whitish, but darken that up a little bit. And how about we try a smart mask with dust, and try one of these dust softs on there. And it didn't really. What if I try that dust instead, or in addition? Let's see. Let's get rid of those. I'm gonna come back to, oh, this dust plastic. Did I use that before? Okay, we're not getting too much, so I'm gonna come back to this dust here and make it a little bit lighter. So it's on there, And we're going to do some other stuff here as well. So this is dust. Let's do another one, and we'll use white. And for this one, let's use a black mask and a fill. And on the grayscale, let's come to our grunges. And let's use similar to last time. Let's try this one. Throw that on, and it'll do that. Let's bring this down here. And then I'm just going to try switching this to soft light. And I might try. Okay, that does that, huh? Okay, let's try darkening this. Okay. Let me come back to normal. Okay, that's that grunge. Let me try another one. I'm liking that actually, just with less of it. Just to do that. Let's try the scratches on this. So this is going to be grunge. Let's do scratches to get some other color in there, reddish brown or something like that. So let's do a fill layer. Let's do just color. Actually color. Let's do color and height. Let's try a arbitrary reddish one. And I will add a black mask and a fill. And over here I can grab them here. Scratches. Let's try one of these kind of scratches there. Yeah, they're in there. I'm liking it actually. Just like that. I'll up the resolution and you'll see it in a while. I'm just going to try a couple of different... Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it. Okay, this is scratches. I'm just thinking about the glass now. And if I want to do a bit more on the glass. We got the dirt here. Let's see if we can do a bit more dirt on there, or dust or something. Let's try just like this with the generator. Let's try dripping. Nah. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do that one. Let's try this dirt dry leak. I do like that. And so we'll just do that. And I will fade that layer a little bit. Okay. Let's up the resolution of this. Let's have another look at it. Let's adjust the light. All right. A dirty, grungy, mirror-like thing. And we can try in different lightings, because as we know, the lighting is really going to affect how it looks. Okay, just to give you a sense of different views of this. So there's our frame and there's our mirror. And if you want to see what it looks like in the scene that we're building up, let's just make sure we've got mirror. I'm going to save this and I will export the textures. I will use metallic roughness and I will put it in the folder, just the texture test. And I'm just going to export it at 8 bits. So mirror video is what we want. Okay, save that. And let's come over here to shading. And let's just find just our mirror. We'll turn that on. And we'll call that mirror. Shift Control T. And let's go get that mirror. So where is it? Here it is, base color through roughness. It's on. Here's what it's looking like so far in Blender. Let's save that, bring everything back, and have a look. So there it is with all of the other stuff. And I think it looks reasonably good, and it sort of matches everything. And so we've got that done. And so what I'll do is I'll put another one on the wall over here and bend it a little bit, or rotate it a little bit, as you can see. And we've got this carpet to do and maybe some debris here, and then we'll do the rest of the texturing of the rooms, the walls, and the floor and the ceiling. Maybe not even the ceiling, depending on whether or not we're going to see it very well. But that's what we've got so far. All right, so tune in again, and I will have another mirror on the wall, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up. Thanks for watching.